Hi there. This is Meri at the.meri.atelier, and you have not seen me around in 2019. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is this possible to catch a cold on YouTube? Is it possible? I've been catching a lot of other things on YouTube, but this is the first time that I've caught a cold. I have been literally wiped out for the last week. I'm just slowly starting to get better. I'm starting to feel better, but I passed it along to other family members. What I'm showing you is the start of my 2019 journal. Now, I'm going to do it custom keeper style. I'm going to get the magazine prime cut from Shannon Green. We're just working that out. That probably won't happen for a while. But I went ahead and put together the signature. I showed what I was going to use for papers in one of my live streams, and I went ahead and put that together, and I just sewed it pamphlet style. And I put a calendar in here. Yeah, you can see what I've been up to there. And this is the stamp that I carved last week. I was going to use it on cards, but boy, I lost all my energy. I did not get any New Year cards made, and I probably won't. What I'm thinking about doing is splitting this stamp up and using the numbers and the crowd and the 219 separately for like mixed media and pick 10. This is the crowd stamp that I carved in the streamathon. I was going to give that away as a giveaway, but that giveaway was, oh my goodness, I never had over 100 people in my chat stream before. So I learned a lot about giveaways, and I'm going to be making some changes as a result of that, but we aren't going to address that here. This is just washi tape. I think this is a combination of Tim Holtz and some other washi tapes that I have here. Looks like I need to glue it down just a little bit more over there. I made some corner tabs because the pages tend to get dog-eared. And because I'm holding this in my hand, I do have a cardboard. This is 11 by 17 sheet of paper. So it is quite large. And when I fold it in half, it is 11 by, what, 8.5 this way. But I like that because it gives me lots of room to work. Now, I did the calendar over here. I might use my number stamps that I carved to do my other calendars, but this was off of a Dollar General calendar. I could only get the first 12 days on there. So, and I'm starting to do the ATCs, and I like doing them right here in my journal. And I don't care if they over the boundary here, because these I probably will never take out. This actually was all one piece here. This was out of a book. This book, in fact, I brought it to show you the great age of exploration. I'm fussy cutting it. It starts out talking mostly about Portugal and Henry the Navigator. And this was the marriage. This was a painting of the marriage of his parents. And I just got fascinated, and I cannot show you too much. Well, maybe I can if I just zoom way in here. See those? See that rug pattern there? And I go, what's this? Well, this actually, there's another lady standing off over here, and that's part of her gown right here. But I was fascinated with that rug pattern, and I could not figure out what kind of a pattern is that. And I worked it out over here on this other ATC. And then I kept reading this book, and I got into a section of Columbus. And that same pattern happened to be on the flags of the, what is it, the Santa Marie or Saint Marie or whatever it is. The Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Marie. This happens to be on the flags. And I go, well, there it is again. And I determine, yeah, that's a Spanish cross design. And this, of course, is from Portugal. But Portugal and Spain are very close together. But I've determined that maybe this is a Portuguese cross. But I'm fascinated at all this is only a portion of it. I've determined that these two ladies were probably family members or bridesmaids or something of that sort, because they were standing off to the side, but it just got such a good picture of that rug, and that's what I was after. Then I was looking at it closer. I found on Wiki Commons, I did find this exact painting, and so I was able to download a high-resolution photograph of it and examine it further because I wanted to see the pattern in the dress, which is just about what it is here. So that some of these paintings, even though they look detailed, are really not all that detailed as far as intricate patterns on this. But as I was looking at this lady, I'm going, oh, she looks pregnant. So maybe this is an older married sister. I don't know. And then I was looking at it, and look, she's got a chatelaine. See that little chain with the key on it? Well, in those days, ladies carried a chatelaine around their belt that had keys and sewing items and scissors. So she's got a chatelaine. And then I was laughing at their hats. Now, these hats look fairly reasonable, but on the other ladies, it looks like their hair is actually combed up into a cone shape. I'm going, oh my goodness, I hope they didn't make them wear their hair up like that. And I was wondering about the history of the costume of those hats. There's a lot to learn about art history, not only the patterns, but also the history of what they wore back in. She's got a necklace on, and she has a fancy necklace on. So, and I determined that these, see these little V's in here? I'm thinking that that's what helped keep the hats on, because look, she's got hair coming down, so I know that's not her hair. And I think she had hair, but I gave her a haircut when I fussy cut it. And then down here, in this one, I'm going, look at her toes. They wore pointy shoes. And I looked at the one that I downloaded, and yeah, all the figures in there have real pointy-toed shoes. Pointy toes. And this, I just couldn't throw this away. I just loved the effect of how this goes up. So I put it in my other ATC portion. And I'm fascinated with the grid on the window and the column. Look, they got the design on the column. And I was even fascinated with her hat. So over here, I did a doodle ATC. Now, I'm thinking in my live streams on Friday night, we might do some pick 10 doodle ATCs. Only I may not call them pick 10s unless we do 10, 8. I might just call it a doodle ATC challenge, where I'll go out and get a free picture like what I'm showing you here. This was off of Wiki Commons. This is in the public domain. And we'll look at patterns, and we'll pick out the pattern, and then maybe I'll highlight it, and then challenge you to make a doodle ATC out of the different patterns that we see in that painting. And we can learn about art history that way too. So look for that in my upcoming streams. Probably on Friday nights will be the best times to do that. I think that will be really fun. And there's nothing saying that you can't pick up the colors from here too. Look, the greens and the blues and kind of the rust oranges and yellows. You could put all that in there. I was doing this with ink, and I don't have a lot of colored ink with me. Right, I have been, oh, that's the rest of the story. I'll get to that part later. Just say I don't have a lot of colored ink right at my chair. And then I'm leaving the back of this page blank, and because if I would ever want to cut out an ATC, I'll be able to either paint or journal on the back of it. So I'm not going to do too much to the back of these. Here, I'm just going to show you quick. That's journaling. That's my personal journaling, and I'm going to include that in my journal. I'm trying to put as much as I can. And it does come through somewhat to the back, but another thing that I want to do, not only 3.5 by 2.5 inch ATCs, I want to also do artist trading coins. And we get this magazine called the Rural Nebraska Electric, and they're talking about the upcoming Nebraska legislative session, and this is part of what you see in the rotunda of the Nebraska state capitol. This happens to be like a chandelier coming down, and look, inspiration. I've got to get in there and doodle these designs in here. And here I went through and I have done almost all my pages for January for my upcoming ATCs. I'm going to try to do one a day every month. I won't get one a day done, but I'll do that many for that coming month. Here's some more journaling. Quick journaling. And then here's the black paper. This is project paper, and it is a glossy paper. I was able to get 17 inches wide, and it's 2 inches high, so I was able to get 2 sheets out of, you know, so, and I think there's like 5 yards something, so I'm not sure. I'm going to try some white ink on this. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue using project paper in there, but I wanted to try some black paper. And then this is just the rest of my journal. In here, I did include some watercolor paper, which is 15 inches long, not 17, so it's just a little shorter. And then on here, I bound it, and I like to leave string here. I like to leave string on the ends, so I'm going to leave those in. I'll probably pull them up over this way when I do my custom keeper. And of course, I have a hairband here. I put these corner tabs out of Fussy Cuts out of this book. I made corner tabs, and I really do like these because they just prevent that dog-eared from happening. And I was going to show you this book. I'm fussy cutting this book because the other thing that I was going to tell you is another reason I'm not doing videos, at least this weekend, other than what I'm doing here, is because my workspace, my studio space, is torn up. I've got everything off of one side of the room and all around my desk, on top of my desk, in the corner. We're going to put up shelving so that I can get just a little bit more organized. So that's in progress. I'm hoping it'll be done by next week, but since we're both kind of under the weather, I don't know if that's going to happen. But as a result of that, I decided I have too many books around. I love these history books, and I just get to reading them. I'm going, how did I miss such fascinating history? History about Henry the Navigator. Henry the Navigator was Portuguese, and he really, I mean, there were like the Vikings and other explorers in the 1400s, but for Portugal, he really kind of spurred that, well, I don't know if I got the map here handy. Yeah, I guess I do kind of. This is Africa. Portugal's up in here. He spurred all this exploration. They were afraid to go beyond this point. They called this the Dark Sea. The Dark Sea or something like that. This was all unknown territory to them. And, you know, I'm amazed. And then there's all about Columbus in here. I was reading about Columbus and his exploration. There's one in here I had to laugh. I'll have to show it to you. Hopefully I can find it fast here with one hand. I had to laugh at it. It's probably in this set of pages that I have out where I'm saving to fussy cut. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it because I laughed and laughed and laughed over it. Yeah, if I can't find it fast, I'll go ahead and tell you the story. But let's flip a couple more pages here. Oh, come on, it's got to be here because there's everything else is here. I'm fascinated with all of this. See, here's some more while I'm flipping over there. Look at the design on this. It seems like the priests and the church officials of that time really had the beautiful, intricate clothing, at least painted, and of course the nobility. And this is not Henry the Navigator. This is Henry the Navigator. I thought it might have been him, but no, it's not him. And I cut off the documentation saying, oh, I'll remember. So let me get to that page I want to show you because it's so funny. Or I thought it was funny. It's got to be here. It's probably not finding it because I want to show it to you. Yeah. And of course, I only have one hand. Come on, Meri. Well, I can't find it. But they were exploring an island. They were exploring an island. Now, I can't even find the map again here. Oh, dear. Here, maybe? No, that's one of their these old maps are fascinating. Here's the page I wanted to show you. Ha! I knew it was here. Let me read this to you. Henry was pleased with their report. He's talking about the discovery ships that he sent back. And at once sent some colonists to Porto Santo. Unfortunately, however, one of them took along a pregnant rabbit. This is funny. Its first offspring multiplied many times very quickly, and soon multitudes of hungry rabbits were eating up everything that the colonists planted. In the end, the settlers had to abandon Porto Santo, which was a little island off of the coast of Africa. They had to abandon it, and and they transferred to Madeira, some 12 leagues difference, this time without the rabbits. I just thought that's funny. Sometimes history can be so funny if you take the time to read. I'm a very visual person. I look at the pictures first, and then I read the text. But you can learn a lot. There's a lot of fun in there. And look at here are the rabbits. Here are the rabbits. That's so funny. So I just enjoy fussy cutting too. So my goal is, while I'm still kind of wiped out, I'm getting better, but I am still kind of wiped out. I'm hoping to be better by Tuesday morning. Look at these costumes. Look at, now see, we could take one of these or any free public domain pictures out there on the internet. These are probably out there as free domain pictures too. But look at, we could do some doodle ATCs off of these, couldn't we? So let's plan on doing that next Friday night. I'm going to pick up my regular stream session next Tuesday morning. I'll be there. I still have snow globes that I want to paint. I'm deciding whether I'm going to do those as standalones or in the live session. Kimberly Ray, if you're listening to this, yours was returned to me. I checked the address. It's what you sent to me. So we need to get together on that. I'm holding it for you. Then the last thing I want to tell you is, remember in our last Friday night live stream, we made a list. We made a list of things that you could do with a blank sheet of paper. Well, I have passed that list along to Tanya McGuire, and she's going to use it for a project on in her group, in her Facebook group. But also, for those of you who would like a copy of that list, I know there's a lot of people that just aren't in all the groups, and some of you aren't even on Facebook. I put that entire list out there on my community tab today. So if you're interested, now I tried on my phone and I cannot copy it on my phone, but if you go to a browser, I could copy it from my Chrome browser, going to my channel, going to my community tab. So if you think of more, please feel free to add to those. I think I have close to 200 entries of things you could do with a sheet of paper. It's just fun. We had so much fun. I'm sorry I'm holding my camera with my hands, so it's going to be a little shaky. But we had so much fun doing that list. And that is out there for you to use. If you're free to add more to it in the comments. There's about 200 entries. I would love to see that grow to 365 entries, so you could do one thing with a sheet of paper every day of the year. And I think that's where Tanya's going. So let's see how that list grows. Go check my community tab. It's between the playlist and the channel list, I believe. It's out there on the main menu on my home tab. So that's really all I had to say. I'm just, I'm wanting to get my life back in shape. I'm wanting to get back on a regular schedule. I miss you all, but I'm just still kind of wiped out. This was just not any old cold. This was a bummer of a cold, let me tell you. I'm back in our back porch. I'm actually standing on the washer and dryer. That's where my things are sitting, and I haven't lost my data connection once. I'm doing an unlisted stream. I'm just wondering if maybe there's something in my room. Now, my room is above the furnace. I'm wondering if there's something in there that's interfering with my data connection, because that can happen. So, maybe I'll start doing my streams back here in the back porch. That might be fun to try sometime, huh? Well, I'm going to end it there. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing more of you, and we're going to have a lot more fun in 2018. Oh, 18? That's gone. We're going to have a lot more fun in 2019. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you on the next page.